Good afternoon. I spent a nice quiet morning up early editing my video, and then I started my work from home day while it was processing, exporting, uploading, all of the really time-consuming parts of editing videos. So it should be live shortly. I've just had my lunch. Josh stopped home for lunch and brought in a package for me from the porch that I didn't know was out there, and it's a Christmas gift for him that I'm very excited about. And he handed it to me while I was recording some B-roll of me working, and then I immediately realized what it was and tried to hide it from him, but I'm very pleased. It's the dumbest thing, but he's gonna love it. I guess I can tell you because he doesn't watch these. He has been doing a lot more exercise and fitness since his injuries to try to regain the strength that he lost. And he wants kettlebells specifically because they help straighten his arm out after he had a couple of broken bones in his arm. And straightening or having a kettlebell is one of the ways that he's found is most helpful to like stretch it out and try to regain flexibility. So he wants kettlebells. He has them at physical therapy, but I've only managed to thrift one kettlebell for him all year, and it's a little 5-pound one, which isn't enough. But I don't see them pop up at my thrift stores very often, and when I see them on Facebook Marketplace, they're quite expensive. But I got an ad the other day for this item, which I'll just put a picture in because I don't know how to describe it, that basically it's a kettlebell handle, but it clamps on to like handheld dumbbells. And he has a bunch of handheld dumbbells already, in all different weights. So I thought that's so perfect. I thought about getting it directly from the manufacturer. They also sell on Amazon, which was not something I wanted to do, but I ended up finding one on eBay and I put in an offer and got it. So I got it at about half of what the manufacturer was selling it at on their own website, and it is the name brand, but somebody was unloading it on eBay, so that's really cool. So very pleased about that. But that's been the most exciting part of my day so far, just getting to realize that showed up while I was working. However, I wanted to pop in and get started today because I had a Christmassy little activity planned for today, which seemed to be a good thing to do on a work from home day because I have always wanted to make one of those dried orange garlands, and I've never done it before, but I saw a couple tutorial videos this year and it's easier than I thought. And I also didn't realize that they actually last a few years. You don't have to get rid of them the year you do them. You can keep them a few years. So I bought a bag of oranges. Actually, they're caracaras because the store was out of just oranges. What is a regular orange called? I don't know, the store was out of the other kind. So I got caracaras, but they're functionally the same. So while I have some time left on my lunch, I'm gonna slice these up, and then they dehydrate really low and slow in the oven, so they can do that all afternoon while I finish my work day. I don't want to just throw away all of these pieces. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun if I did a little simmer pot so the house smelled super Christmassy all afternoon? I have a bunch of old cinnamon sticks that are not really food quality anymore. They're quite expired, but I kept them if I wanted to do crafts, you know, because they smell good. So maybe I'll take a couple of these and do a little simmer pot on the stove. This room is a terrible mess. It's been driving me crazy. I need to just buckle down and do it. Honestly, it'll probably take me like half an hour, maybe 45 minutes to tidy this up and get it to a good point. But it's just one of those things that I've been putting off for so long. And tomorrow we are headed to my mom's house. The primary reason for that visit is because I've been helping her clean out her house, like reorganize and go through stuff and decide what to dispose of. And by dispose of, I mean donate or recycle. Like, we're not like trashing a bunch of things, but we go through it, decide what to keep, what not to keep, and get rid of donations and reorganize what's left. So I'm afraid that if I don't clean my own space tonight, I won't feel like doing it, definitely at least for the rest of the weekend, because I will have just done all this for my mom. And my mom's is a lot more work. I'm going there. Josh and the dogs are going with me, but kind of just so I have a driver. That sounds horrible. My mom lives maybe an 80-minute drive. I hate driving in the dark, and because the daylight hours are so short right now, I thought I wouldn't actually be able to help her for all that long if I wait for the sun to come up to drive down and then I drive all the way back before the sun goes down. I won't be there long enough to get all that much stuff done. And I just thought, I want to bring Josh with me because then he'll drive in the dark. He doesn't have a problem driving in the dark. And then I can also like knit in the car the whole time, and it's much less stressful end to end for me. And then on top of that, the dogs are coming because we're not going to leave the dogs home alone all day. And also we kind of need to re-socialize them a little. They don't get out much. They're both very reactive dogs, so we can't take them to a dog park. It's kind of hard to walk them because they react to other people and dogs walking around and cause problems. And Olive, our young one, who's also the biggest one, is becoming a little agoraphobic, I think. They really only leave the house to go to the kennel or the vet, which are the same establishment. There's a kennel at our veterinary office, so they literally only ever leave the house to go there, whether it's because we're leaving them and going on vacation or because they need veterinary treatment, which is a different kind of uncomfortable. And it's making her like kind of scared to leave the house at all. So we're taking them with us for Christmas weekend, but I think it would be a good, just kind of little reminder to them that like every time they leave the house, it's not something horrible. All of that to say, listen to me, I'm like stalling because I don't want to clean. All of that to say, I want to take an hour and tidy this room right now so that it's done and fresh and usable and like a weight off my shoulders before I leave, so I can come back to a nice, clean, fresh room and hopefully usable. So I think the best way for me to do that is maybe I'll show you a couple problem areas and then just set up the camera as a time lapse, because I don't want to distract myself by setting it up and talking at the camera the whole time. I think the most efficient way is for me to say, I want to do X, Y, and Z, and then just set the camera and do it all and be done. So let me show you the problems. See, it probably doesn't look that bad right now, but get ready. Boom. This is kind of an ongoing problem. I always kind of end up staging things here. This is finished objects, potential projects, some stash things that I haven't been able to put away or don't know where to put away. This is all my yarn from Rhinebeck because I never took photos of it and added it to Ravelry yet, so I can't put it away until I take those photos and add it to Ravelry. Same with this pile over here. This is thrifted yarns. Actually, that's all the stuff right here outside of the basket that I've thrifted since last time, but I never made a thrift haul video because I never put away the last one. That's all the stuff from the last thrift haul video I did. Again, never took the time to take photos and catalog it and add it to Ravelry, so it's just sitting there. This is a painting that I got at a church sale over the summer. I really quite love it. It was hanging in our hallway, but we found a better one suited to our hallway, so I swapped them out and I decided I'm gonna put it in here somewhere. And then this carpet is awful. Our cats have stained it a few times now, and I think it's reached the end of its usefulness. It's really not, it's not great. It's difficult for them to walk on. Their claws catch on it and pull out bits of fabric all the time. It stains very easily, and it's a real pain to wash because it takes forever to dry. I do have an extra rug in the basement from a different space downstairs. It is a washable rug that we don't use anymore. And I think what I'm gonna do is try to swap that out. So our projects for this afternoon are photograph and catalog all of the Ravelry yarn and try to put this away. Something I didn't mention also was that this stack is empty project bags that are like the needles and leftover project quantities that I never put away. So that should be another part. One for both the Rhinebeck yarns and the thrifted yarns that I've already talked about. Photograph, catalog those in Ravelry so I can put them all away in the yarn stash, weigh the remainders for project quantities that I'm done using so that I can put those scraps away. Just tidy this mess up in general. Hang this photo, swap this rug out for the clean rug. Maybe if we have some time at the end, we can talk about these thrifted objects and basically do our little thrift haul now. But we're going to do that as a treat when and if I finish the rest of it. And what do you know? We've got company. I'll tell you what, it doesn't feel like a polar vortex in here. It's like the coldest day of the year outside. It's supposed to be awful. I haven't had to go out today, so I haven't had to experience it except to let the dogs out and back in. But I am sweating now. However, it's clean. Josh just got home. I definitely need to cool off. And maybe we can go through the thrift stuff later this evening after dinner and Jeopardy and everything. Okay? Oh. So I did take a clip immediately after I cleaned the room, but it was framed terribly, as was the time-lapse shot that I showed you. When I set up the shot and framed it, I actually had my phone on the 0.5 setting, so like the fisheye lens camera. And my phone, I didn't notice, reverted to the regular zoom. So it cut out like half the frame that I thought I had in it, and including the top of my head when I filmed the shot afterwards, because I didn't check the framing. I just left the camera where it was. So I'm gonna show you everything that I tidied up. I'm glad it's done. It feels really nice for this room to be clean for once and to be mostly tidy. And then we'll sit down and do our tiny little thrift haul and then wrap it up for the night. So let me take you around. As you can see, no extra pile of thrifts on the floor because I put away all the old ones and put the new ones in the thrift basket. This is the basket that I always kind of keep here for new things, to keep them corralled and together for when I record a thrift haul. And I have not yet logged all of the yarns that I put away today in Ravelry, but I took photos of all of them and I weighed them all if they were partial skeins. So I am ready to put them in Ravelry, and now I can just do it while sitting at a computer and I don't need to be in the craft room to do so. Over here, you can see all of that big pile of yarns has been put away. I've just still got this basket, which has the kit from Lichen and Lace for my Lunenburg pullover that I've had for 2 years now, and I keep never casting on, even though I keep thinking I will every year. All of the yarn that was out is now put away in the appropriate spot in stash. And I did put a few things in here. These are recently finished objects. Spoilers, because I haven't talked about it on a pod yet, but I did finish my Take Me Out sweater, which has not been blocked, and my Lakes pullover, which hasn't been blocked, but that has much better drape, and I actually wore that even without the blocking. And then, of course, empty the trash. That's always good, but the big thing was getting rid of the old trashy carpet and replacing it with this washable rug that we've just had in the basement because we don't use anymore. All right, let's look at my thrift finds. Okie doke. I just have a small selection of things. Not nothing, but not a ton. And they're going to be in no particular order because it's been so long since I got most of them that I don't remember where they are. So this was one bundle. How many skeins are in here? Looks like 6 skeins. This is Bernat Bimini cotton. It is 100% cotton, and it looks like a sort of twisty boucle. Fun. They're 50-gram skeins, so this is 300 grams for $1.99. I do remember the same day I got this single skein. It's wool yarn from Mayflower. I think it's a fingering weight. It's a 75%, 75-25 superwash nylon. Great. 99 cents. I got these 3 cones, and they don't have anything on them about their content. So I assume they're at least partially synthetic, just because a lot of times older cones that have been donated are, and this one certainly feels it. They both do. I don't remember if I actually paid the sticker prices on these because it might have been sale day, but this one says $3.99, and it's just such a pretty color. It's so thin. It's basically thread. I would have to hold this at least multiple, but also definitely with something else, probably a mohair. It's very, very thin. But I really got caught up in the color of it, and I thought, I don't want to leave it behind if it's so affordable. Like, if I change my mind, I'll just redonate it later. I do remember getting all 3 cones the same day too. This one says $2.99. I think I did pay full price for these. I don't think it was sale day. This is still very thin, but it's thicker than the last one. It's pretty berry color. Virtually no information on it except that it's the color magenta. This one is very interesting. It's this sort of like lilac-y, dusty purple. And it looks like a spiral spun, but it's so small. I've never worked with a spiral spun so small, but it's got that like zigzagging around the thread construction. again, not something I would hold on its own, but if I could hold it multiple and or with something else, it might be usable. And I could do it at a pretty open gauge too if I wanted to. That one feels like it might be a cotton blend. I have 2 spools of ribbon in here. These were marked 99 cents each. They have these older tags on them and clearance tags that all look older to me. So I bet somebody picked these up in the 90s because they were on clearance and then just sat on them for a while. It looks like they were from a place that sold them by the yard, and then they just decided to get rid of the whole spools. So the first one, let me see if I can, this is so cute. It's this like pink and turquoise. I don't know if I'm in the frame if I do that. But it's got this little pastoral scene on it. Just little sheeps, there's little tractors and farmhouse and horses. It's very stiff. I think it's just like quilting cotton. Maybe it's meant to be used for some sort of binding or something. I don't know. It's very narrow, but it's so cute. And then this is the same material, but it's just dots, little polka dots on a mauve background. And then I have some patterns that I found. So these are a little unusual for me. I found a bunch of quilt patterns one day. I have never quilted. It's one of my lofty crafts that someday I would like to. And there was a whole big stack of quilt patterns that were individually bagged like this. And I just kind of flipped through and chose a couple that I thought I would actually possibly be interested in making someday, because I don't know enough about quilting and the different types of blocks and shapes to know what is too complicated for me or what is maybe so simplistic I shouldn't even buy a pattern. I don't know. But this one looked so interesting and so cute to me. The Personal Library Quilt. It's by Crimson Tate. And it's a full bookcase. Like, this absolutely seems like something I would love to make someday if I figure out quilting. It's so cute. I love it so much. So, and these were each 99 cents, so I wasn't going to leave it behind. And they've got the original price tags on them, and they weren't cheap. This one says $18, so even if somebody got it on sale, I got these for a steal. This one looks very simple to me. It looks like something maybe a beginner could do. Yes, it says skill level, confident beginner. That's me, isn't it? This is from Gourmet Quilter, Garden Patio. It's a nice little like square one. It looks cool. I don't know. This seems like someday when I get there and I decide I want to try quilting, this seems like a good starting point. This one from Primitive Gatherings. Again, I don't know much about quilts or how difficult or not difficult they are, but it looked nice. I kind of was looking at them and just thinking, is that something I would have in my home? And if it, or even if it wasn't like the colors I would choose, like, is that style something I would have in my home? And if it was, then I picked it up. This one I'm very excited about, and I would probably make soonest. I'm fascinated by this. This is from the French Lion. It is the Wearable Quilt Shirt Tail Jacket. So this is a sewing pattern for quilted fabric to make yourself a shacket. That's really cool. Like, I love this idea. This is going to be the thing that drives me to quilting, I swear, because I'm so tempted to use the fabric and the scraps I already have to assemble a palette and make myself a shacket. That's so neat. I don't know. I love the idea. And this one seems to me more sewing than quilting. So it's like a gateway. It's kind of like you like quilt together fabrics, and then from the quilted panels you make, you cut out fabric or pattern pieces. So it is quilting, but I wonder if it's as if, like, I don't know if does it tell you how to cut out all these little squares and all these little shapes to fill in the pattern pieces, or is it like just quilt together all your scraps and then cut them out? Like, I don't know, but I thought this idea was really fun. Again, each of those was 99 cents. And then this one, I found a different day. I found this quite recently. Another craft I've never done. Why am I doing this? But this is silk ribbon embroidery. And as you can see, it comes with the silk ribbons and some of the embroidery floss and stuff. And it's just this sweet little Christmas scene. Now, in my opinion, the words are not desirable. I don't like word art. I don't have any phrases or words on anything in my house. I really don't like that. Like, I don't think decor needs to be labeled. But I thought, I'm the one stitching it, so I could just leave it off. And I thought if it's just the little poinsettias or the little poinsettias in the candle scene, it's so cute. And I can make a little cushion out of it or something. I love that. So another one, that was 99 cents. All right, that's my whole thrift haul. Do you see why I didn't want to do a full video out of it? Because it's a little bit underwhelming in my opinion, but there we go. I'm gonna put these away and stash now. I can have a totally clean slate, and I will say goodnight to you, because I did realize that if we're going to my mom's in the morning and we have a busy day Saturday and then we also have a busy day Sunday, I know I'm definitely not going to be able to edit in between them and upload separate days. So Saturday and Sunday are probably going to be one bundled video that comes out on Monday or Tuesday. And this one, I've got a head start on editing earlier today while I was cooking dinner, but I'm going to work on it some more tonight, probably get up early and wrap it up tomorrow morning and put it out sometime this weekend, so that that'll get you through the weekend, and then I'll have another one coming early next week. So thanks for joining me, guys, and thanks for all of the really, really sweet comments about my home and the decorations and everything. Like, I do put a lot of time and energy into the Christmas decorations, so I appreciate that you appreciate them, but also please don't feel bad if you don't do as much as I do, because it is a tremendously unnecessary amount of work. It honestly takes me 4.5 days to put up my Christmas decorations. It took a really long time this year, and that's not even counting like putting away my Halloween decorations and cleaning the house and carrying all the bins upstairs and everything. Like, this is just like actually active decorating time. So it's a lot, but I think it's worth it. And that's why I do it so early. I decorate really early in November, because if I'm gonna do all that work, I'm gonna enjoy it for a good long time. Anyway, I'm rambling. Good night. I'll see you